Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my August TBR. So August is honestly one of my favorite months because it is my birthday month, and plus I feel like we're starting to finally kind of get back into the fall time. Like obviously August is still very much the middle of summer, but I like to think that like when August comes, that fall is right around the corner. So that is my favorite season. So I'm always like so happy for August to come. And then also, of course, it is my birthday. I do turn 27 this year on August 18th. And so that's really exciting. So I am definitely planning on going book shopping for my birthday, of course, like I always do. But so with that being said, I'm really excited for August and hopefully my reading month that I'm going to have in August. I do start back school in August as well. I am currently on a short little break between my summer semester and my fall semester, but I am in the countdown for graduating. I will graduate in the spring coming up. So I now have 2 semesters left and then I'm done. And yeah, but anyway, so I just want to go ahead and get on into this month's TBR. I am playing another round of TBR Land, and yeah, this one is a bit rough. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into me figuring out where we're supposed to be to start this month and how many picks we're going to have for the month of August. Okay, so we're going to be seeing how far we need to go back because I did not read all the books on my July TBR, so we are gonna have to go back quite a bit. So first book was a Romantasy, and I did not read, so we will be going back 1 Romantasy space. Next, I had a double fantasy, and I did not read either of those books, so I will be going back 2 green spaces. Next was a prompt, and it was the Gumdrop prompt. And this was for a book with white on the cover, and I did not end up reading that book, so I will be moving back to this prompt space. Next was a double Romantasy, and I did not read either of them, so I will be going back to blue spaces. Next was a fantasy, and I did not read it, so I will be going back 1 green space. Then I had another Romantasy that I did not read, and so I will be going back 1 blue space. Okay, so those are all of the spaces that I have to go back this month. Any of the romances that I picked last month, I was able to read, so we did not have to go back any spaces for those. So this is where we will be starting this month with our player on this blue space here. And I'm going to be rolling a 12-sided die to see how many picks I'm going to pick for the month of August. All right, rolling a 12-sided die. 10. Okay, I'm going to stick with this number. All right, so for pick number 1, we've got a fantasy. All right, so pick number 1 was a fantasy, and for this fantasy, I'm going with City of Gods and Monsters, and you guys have seen this on many a TBR recently, but August is the month that I'm getting to it. I'm like saying that, I'm manifesting that this is the month that I'm going to finally pick this book up, but I really want to read this book, so hopefully this is the month for it. I've been hearing amazing things about this book in this series, so fingers crossed I can get to this in the month of August. Pick number 2, we have a double fantasy. Pick number 2 was a double fantasy, and so for this one we've got another TBR vet, and that is Reign of Shadows and Endings by Melissa K. Rorick. So this is the first book in the Legacy series, and I'm hoping that I can get to this in August. I really want to read the series, so I'm hoping that this is the month that I finally am in the mood to pick it up. For the second pick for this card, I'm going with Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and this book is a very well-loved fantasy sci-fi book that has been taking the internet by storm recently. I have heard amazing things about Red Rising for years and years and years, probably since I first even found Booktube back in like 2014. I had heard people talking about Red Rising and I never actually read it. So I've decided to put this book on my August TBR. Bailey was telling me that I need to read it, and then some of the guys at work have been asking me if I've read this, and I haven't. So this is for them, the guys at work. So if you're watching this, shout out to you, you know who you are. And yeah, so I think this might be the month that I finally read Red Rising. Pick number 3, we've got Romantasy. And for this Romantasy pick, I'm going with Thorns and Fire by Helen Scher. This is the second book in the Ashes of Thesmar series, and I gave book 1 5 stars earlier this year, and I've been so excited about this book and could not wait for this to come out. I have actually already started it, so we're already doing well for the books on the TBR for this month. So super excited to continue reading this, and fingers crossed I'm going to continue to really enjoy it. Pick number 4, a romance. The next pick was a romance, and for this romance I'm going with The Ex Vows by Jessica Joyce. This is a romance book following exes, and they are grooms people in a wedding in a vineyard somewhere, and I think they have to fake date. I don't know, or they have to like pretend to be nice while they are doing the like bridal party duties. So I don't know, I've heard really amazing things about this book, and I'm so excited to pick this up. I really liked You With a View when I read it, so I'm really excited to hopefully get to this in August. Pick number 5, a fantasy. Our next pick was a fantasy, and for this fantasy pick I'm going with On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin. And this I have been hearing about a lot recently, and I've been really into vampire books recently, so I'm hoping that I'm going to really like this. I've heard that this gives vampires plus 4th wing, and that sounds right up my alley, so I'm super excited to read this, and hopefully I can get to it in August. Pick number 6, a double fantasy. The next pick was a double fantasy. So for the first fantasy pick, I decided to go with a reread, and that is going to be Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in the Throne of Glass series. I have read this series before. I've actually read this book, Throne of Glass, probably like 3 times, and I wanted to start a reread of the series. I've only read the first book that many times. I've only read the series once, so I wanted to reread the series, and especially as my taste and my palette have changed over the years, and my love for fantasy has changed as well, because when I read this, I want to say it was like back in 2018, and like I appreciated it, but I don't think I appreciated it the way that I would now reading it. So I am wanting to potentially start my reread of the series in August, so this is on the list. And for the second part of this card, this next book has been a book that has been on my TBR for literal years, and that is God's Grave by J. Kristoff. This is the second book in the Nevernight Chronicle. I have read Nevernight twice, and I gave it 5 stars both times I read it, and I did start reading this book based on the one singular tab that is in this book, and I never finished it. So I'm hoping that in August I can complete this book and maybe even move on to the 3rd book. So yeah, I wanted to read this, so fingers crossed I can get to it in August and finally cross this book off my TBR. Pick number 7, double romance. Our next pick is a double romance, and for the first part of this card, I'm going with This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. And this was Carly Fortune's release from last year that I never ended up picking up, but I recently just got this not too long ago and decided that I wanted to pick it up. I do really enjoy Carly Fortune's books, and her covers are always so stunning, and I wanted to read this one and see if I was going to like it. So hopefully I can get to this one in August. And for the second slot on this card, very similar to God's Grave, this is a book that's been on my TBR for a while and I'm hoping to complete this series, and that is Redeemed by Lauren Asher. This is the fourth and final book in the Dirty Air series. So yeah, this is a romance. It's following Formula One, and honestly, I'm just really excited to pick this up. Finally, it has been so long since I started reading this series, and so I'm finally going to read at the conclusion, and I'm super excited to hopefully get to this in August. Pick number 8, Prompt. A book you haven't heard many reviews about. Our next pick was a prompt pick, and the prompt that I got was a book you haven't heard many reviews about. And for this one, I am going with the fourth book in the Savage 6 series, which is called Savage Sacrifice. And this book, literally, I've heard nothing about it. Obviously, it is the fourth book in a series, so generally I feel like it's not really talked about that much. Like, the further you get into series, you don't hear as many reviews on like later books in the series, but I honestly haven't really heard much about this series at all, and I'm now officially on the fourth book, so I figured this could count for this prompt, because I know that if I haven't really heard a whole lot about the first book, then I'm definitely not hearing any reviews about the fourth book, and especially with it just coming out. So this is the one that I'm picking for this prompt, and I'm super excited to read it. Book 3 ended on a cliffhanger, and I'm definitely interested to see how things go in this fourth and final book in the series. Pick number 9, Double Romantasy. The next prompt is a double romantasy, and for this, again, we have some TBR bets. So for this first one, we're going with Nocticadia by Carrie Lake, and I absolutely loved Anathema when I read it, and I honestly have been putting this book off. I feel like this book has been on my radar for so long over the last few weeks. Every other day I'm like, okay, today's the day I'm gonna pick up Nocticadia, today's the day I'm gonna pick up Nocticadia, and I never end up doing it. So fingers crossed, August is the month that I actually end up picking this book up. And then for the second part of this card, we're going with The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. Obviously, this is the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, the second and final installment in the Nightborn duet part of the series, and I've been meaning to read this book for a couple of months now, and obviously my reading slump hit, so I have yet to pick this book up, but hopefully August is the month, and I'm super excited to read this and dive back into this world and see how we end up. And yeah, so super excited about this one. Fingers crossed I can get to it in August. And our 10th and final pick, a young adult. Our 10th and final pick was a young adult, and for this young adult card, I'm going with Oathbound by Tracy Dion. This is the third book in the Legend Born cycle, and I have yet to read this, but I love this series so much and was so excited when this book came out. I went to Barnes & Noble and picked up my copy, and I just cannot wait to read this. I cannot wait to dive back in with Brie and see how things end up going on. And yeah, this series is just so good, and I highly recommend it and cannot wait to pick up where I left off. And fingers crossed that I can get to this in August. So these are all of the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of August. Obviously, this is a very hefty stack that I can barely even hold it up without like fear of it falling over, but I am super excited about all of these books. These are all books that I've been wanting to read, especially some of them being a little bit older. And finally, I'm going to, fingers crossed, get to them in August. But I am super excited to read all of these. I do have some content that I'm planning on filming revolving around a few of these here soon as well. So be on the lookout for that if you want to hear any of my thoughts on these books, and let me know down below what you thought about them, if you loved them, if you hated them, or if you think that I'm gonna like them, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I would love to discuss in the comments. But that is all for today's TBR Land video. If you've made it to this point in the video, leave the magic ball emoji to let me know that you made it to this point in the video, and thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social media linked in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!